Some revenge stories are loud and dramatic. This one wasn't. No fists, no shouting, just a calm conversation that ended years of harassment overnight. Here's how I stopped my high school bully, without even raising my voice. I grew up in a small town where everyone knew everyone. You went to school with the same kids from kindergarten through graduation. It also meant if someone decided to pick on you, you were stuck seeing them every single day. For me, that person was a guy we'll call Ryan. For a couple of years, he'd toss little insults at me in the hallways. He wasn't clever, so most of the time I could shut him down with a quick comeback. People would laugh, and he'd sulk off. It was annoying but manageable. Until one day he crossed a line I didn't think he'd ever cross. It was 11th grade. Between classes, he muttered something rude. I fired back, and everyone laughed at him. His face went crimson. He stepped in close and hissed, "Somebody should hurt you." Then he grinned and walked away. The hallway went silent. My heart was pounding. This wasn't teasing anymore. It was ugly, dangerous. I spent the rest of the day replaying it in my head. I could tell a teacher, but he'd just deny it. Confronting him would only make it worse. Then I remembered the one person he couldn't bluff or intimidate, his mom. After school, I didn't go home. I went straight to Ryan's house. His mom opened the door. Small town life meant she knew exactly who I was. I told her everything, the constant little digs, the incident that morning, word for word what he'd said. She just stared at me, shocked. Then she invited me inside. We were still talking in her living room when Ryan walked in from school. He froze when he saw me sitting there. Confusion turned to panic in seconds. "Sit," his mom said. Her voice was calm, but sharp enough to cut glass. She asked if what I'd said was true. He tried to deny it. She cut him off. "Don't lie to me." What followed was the most controlled, devastating scolding I've ever witnessed. No yelling, no drama, just pure disappointment and authority. By the end of it, he lost a brand new driver's license he'd just earned. His privileges at home were gone. He had to write an essay about why what he'd done was wrong and rewrite it until she was satisfied. Then she sent him to his room, and to top it off, she drove me home herself. From that day on, Ryan never so much as looked at me again. No insults, no glares, nothing. It was like I'd become invisible to him. I never got to read those essays, but word around school was he didn't get his license back for almost 6 months. My quiet trip to his house had done more damage than any fight or detention ever could. That experience taught me something I've never forgotten. You don't always have to fight back with fists or screaming. Sometimes the strongest revenge is simply telling the truth to the one person your bully can't fool. In my case, a calm conversation ended years of harassment and gave me one of the most satisfying victories of my teenage life.